Hey YouTubers, it is RC here with RC67, and I was out doing some Hot Wheel hunting today, and I hit more of the antique shops, not too much of the grocery stores today. I just hit most of the antique shops, and there's about 5 or 6 in the area, but there's this one area that I go to. There's about like 5 or 6 in a row antique shops, and they all have different stuff in there. You know, there's old clothes and old vintage records and things like that. And then this one I went into, they did have some Hot Wheels. And while I was in there, I ran across this 60s muscle car collection from Hot Wheels. This set came out right around 1996. And there was 4 in this set. There's an old 442, Charger Daytona, 67 Mustang, and the 67 Camaro. I don't know a lot about this set. I have never ever seen this set. I didn't know if it was available or where it was being released to, as opposed to how consumers could pick it up. Anyway, it came in this display box here. So there's a display box that came with the window. It's kind of scuffed up and it's got some wrinkles on it, and there's some creases in the corners and stuff. So I'll probably save the box for later, but I'm definitely going to display the cars outside the box on some shelving once I get set up at our new house here eventually. Because the box itself doesn't have a great display window. It's let me see if you guys can see that. It's just not very big and kind of bulky and all that. So anyway, but I'm going to go over the cars here and just talk a little bit about the cars. And the first one here is the Olds 442. This is a pretty cool casting. I don't have too many of these in my collection at all. But it's just a black enamel paint, white top, white interior. I think this is actually a plastic base. These are rubber tires though. It rolls good, although it's a little stiffer because of the rubber wheels don't let it roll as well. But these are those real rider wheels that they were coming out with back in the day. Looks like a little bit of paint detail in the back here for the lights, and on the front there. I don't know if those are insets in terms of little pieces of plastic that they inset in there, or if that's actually just painted lenses. I don't know for sure. It's hard to tell. They're pretty small. No opening parts on this, but pretty cool car. Again, I don't have a ton of Olds 442s, but really pretty cool looking casting. And like I said, when I got this set, I was pretty stoked when I found it. And I'll tell you why here in a bit. But anyway, that's the first one there. The second one here is the Charger Daytona. This came out in around 1969. I think it ran for a couple of years. It was right along there with the Plymouth Superbird that Richard Petty was racing in the Daytona 500 back in the day. And this was a new technology that they were using for aerodynamics and stuff. It's in I would call this maybe Kelly green color. Very nice piece, dark interior. This is a metal base. I do like that. Metal base, rubber tires. The big black wing on the front. This is Daytona there. Rolls pretty good, but again, it's a little bit stiffer on the wheels when it rolls just because these are rubber tires. But nonetheless, very cool car. Heavy casting, actually. But not a ton of detail. Obviously, the lights fold into the front deck area. A little bit of paint back here for the rear tail lights. Nothing on the bumper there for a license plate. Not a ton of detail, but very nice car nonetheless. And I was pretty happy when I got this one. Again, the only other Daytona or the Plymouth Superbird that I actually have is just the one that I did a custom on a couple months back when I bought the Plymouth Superbird art car and I made it into the Richard Petty race car. So next one here is the 67 Mustang. I really was excited about this one. Again, this is a metal base here. These are Redline wheels. So this is the old school Redline wheels on here. Little ones in the front, a little bit bigger ones in the back. This is kind of a pearl white paint on here with the two blue racing stripes here. This is a There's some little bit of paint here in the back for the taillights. This car here is kind of a reproduction model from the original red lines from 1968 when the custom Mustang came out in 1968. So it has the same hood on the front here. This hood does open. You can see a little bit of engine detail. It's mostly black in there. There's no paint or anything on the inside. But it does open, rolls pretty well because, again, this is more the Redline wheels, so this is a lot smoother. But very, very nice car. Nice blue interior that matches the blue striping there. Here's what the other side is. But yeah, these they don't make these cars anymore at all. The tooling for these original 67, 68 Mustangs that came out back in the Redline era, this tooling's no longer even around. They haven't made this car, I guess, probably since the mid to late 90s, and then they eventually got rid of the tooling for this. So, but another really, really nice car. Very excited that I got that in my collection. And then finally, as you all know, I am a big Camaro guy, and that was why I picked this setup. When I saw that this set had the opening hood on this Camaro, I knew I had to buy it. So metal base here on the bottom. These are the 4 rubber tires. Beautiful orange paint job, black interior, blacked out front there. A little bit of detail here in the back, so the painted taillights. Just a beautiful, beautiful piece. The hood does open. You can't see a whole lot in there, and I'm not going to force this open because you can actually chip the paint off of that, and I don't want to do that. There's a little teeny paint flaw hanging off the edge of the hood there. I'm afraid if I force that, it might chip that off. But beautiful piece, and I was really, really happy that I got it. When I saw this piece on display at this guy's antique store, I asked him how much it was, and when he told me, I was very, very shocked at how much it was. It was, let's just put it this way. This car alone, sold individually from this set, is about $20 to $25, and I paid $20 for all 4 of these cars here. So it was a smoking deal in my opinion. So, but the real reason why I got it was because of the Camaro, because you guys all know I'm a huge Camaro fan, and I really, really especially like the Camaros with the opening hood. But anyway, that is what I went out doing today, was doing a little Hot Wheel hunting, and I was hitting more of the antique stores versus hitting the grocery stores today. So, but tell me what you guys think. Give me a like or a comment if you wouldn't mind. Even subscribe to the channel if you wouldn't mind. It is free. But hope everyone is doing well on this Saturday evening. This is RC with RC67 signing out. Y'all take care.